40% of your daily actions aren't conscious decisions. They are automated neurological loops. In 1999, MIT researchers wired microelectrodes directly into the brains of lab rats, dropping them into a dark, T-shaped maze. A sharp click signaled the partition opening, sending the rats scrambling in a frantic search for chocolate. As they explored, their brain monitors screamed, processing every unfamiliar scent, texture, and shadow. But after repeating this path 80 times, the electrical activity in their cognitive centers suddenly fell dead silent. The basal ganglia had seized control, shifting a complex navigation puzzle into an automated background script. Charles Duhigg identified this cognitive handoff as chunking, the biological foundation of every routine you possess. Your phone vibrates. Your hand twitches automatically to check the screen, quietening a rising wave of anxiety. Yet, mapping this biological machinery rarely stops your hand from reaching for a glazed donut on the counter. Consider Eugene Pauly, a man whose temporal lobes were completely hollowed out by viral encephalitis at 71. He couldn't name his own grandchildren, nor could he describe the path to his kitchen while sitting in his living room. But when his wife lost track of him, she found him walking down the street, navigating home with zero conscious memory of where he had been. His basal ganglia had etched a physical map through the neighborhood that his conscious mind could no longer access. This proves your daily behavior is driven by deep physical architecture, not conscious willpower or memory. If you try to fight these ancient survival pathways using nothing but raw motivation, you are designed to fail. This is the cliff where Charles Duhigg's diagnostic model leaves you standing. He shows you how the engine works, but James Clear's work hands you the steering wheel to actually redirect its power. Obsessing over goals traps you in a cycle where happiness is perpetually deferred until you reach a distant destination. And when you finally cross that line, the temporary system that got you there often collapses into dust. To see the raw power of systems over goals, look at the radical transformation of British cycling. For nearly a century, British riders were an afterthought, securing a single lonely gold medal since 1908. In 2003, Dave Brailsford arrived to implement a clinical philosophy he called the aggregation of marginal gains. He systematically dismantled every element of professional riding, hunting for tiny, 1% improvements. They engineered more ergonomic bike seats and introduced heated shorts to maintain precise, optimal muscle temperature. They clinically tested massage gels, hunting for the formulation that accelerated post-race muscle recovery. They even hired a surgeon to teach the riders the precise, medical way to wash their hands to avoid minor colds. At the 2008 Beijing Olympics, this obsessive accumulation of microscopic edges erupted into a historic 60% sweep of the gold medals. Improving by just 1% every single day makes you 37 times better by the end of a single year. Conversely, a daily 1% decline slowly erodes your capabilities down to almost absolute zero. Clear argues that real, lasting change is never about what you want to achieve, but who you wish to become. Every daily action is a silent vote cast for the identity of the person you want to be tomorrow. When you write a single sentence, you cast a vote for the identity of a writer. When you lift a single weight, you vote for the identity of an athlete, regardless of your current shape. This shifts away from Duhigg's heavy focus on analyzing the reward to break an existing bad habit. Where Duhigg asks you to diagnose the trigger, Clear tells you to redesign your environment so the trigger never appears. If you want to practice guitar, banish it from the closet and stand it directly in the center of your living room. If you want to stop checking social media, physically lock your phone in another room before you start working. Make the cue invisible, the routine difficult, and the immediate reward completely unsatisfying. Merging these two frameworks creates an elite formula for personal mastery that you can deploy today. Use Duhigg's habit loop as a diagnostic tool to map the hidden triggers driving your unproductive routines. Then, deploy Clear's system of marginal gains to eliminate friction for the positive identity you are actively building. Stop waiting for a sudden burst of inspiration or a perfect, clean slate to overhaul your life. Your outcomes are simply a lagging measure of your daily systems, not your wishes. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems.